Hello, first grade parents. You see here the digital copy of the sheet you received last Wednesday at the parent workshop about how to log on to the Super Kids reading program and into the teacher portal. Stacy, you will be receiving this in your email with your assignment sheet going home on Thursday. So make sure that you have this available and that you can check this area right here that has the website again, the email address you'll need to log in, and the password. And then I am going to go ahead and walk you through those steps just one more time of how to access the material you will need to access for Friday. Before we go to that website, though, I wanted to show you this is the first assignment sheet that is coming home with your child tomorrow. And again, the assignment sheets are for Friday through the next Thursday. You will also see what we're doing at school on those days. Well, at least the majority of what we're doing at school. Then everything that you need to have turned in on your home days is work text pages listed. I changed the sample assignment sheet that I had for you guys where it had listed on this left column each subject within language arts separately. So it had writing, reading, and spelling separately, and just changed it to one language arts. The reason I did that is because our new Super Kids program has everything wrapped into it in one curriculum, so you won't need to go outside of it. So each section that you'll be working on within that, I have written out in bolded letters. You'll see that from Friday to Wednesday or to Tuesday, there's an added section of daily routines. So it will be easing you back in. Anything on here, word work pages or handwriting paper, those are the things, the actual work that the kids do, those are the things that you will return to school, and the due date is listed down here at the bottom. And that due date is typically the next school day. On the back side, you will see math. We will not start science until after Labor Day. So that'll give you some time to kind of get into the routine of back to school and home days with how you're functioning before we add any additional subjects. So let's go over to the login for the teacher portal. If you type in the teachers.rolandreading.org, it'll bring you to this login page. The email address we'll be using for the generic teacher portal that you will have as parents is hccafirstgrade@gmail.com. And the password is firstgrade1st, capital GRADE, and log in. Once you've logged in, it will bring you to this page. Please remember that there's a lot of access to different things up here. You do not need to worry about my class. This is a generic teacher page. There are no students listed there, and that is on purpose. You do not need to add your child because I have my own page for recording information that is necessary for report cards and how your child is doing in school. So this is really just for you to have access to the lessons and the materials that you'll need. So again, this is the page that you come to when you log on. Don't forget that there's these training videos that will walk you through different things about the program, but especially coming down here to these classroom videos, you can see teachers in action doing the daily routines decoding, the daily routines spelling, or the daily routines handwriting, which They will get into the daily routines doing the handwriting portion only. I believe Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, they will have some handwriting practice. After that, we'll start adding in other components to the daily routines. So it does kind of phase them back in, which is nice, especially for your home days, as it does take some practice to kind of get a flow for how you're doing school at home. It also shows you some different things for the word work sections on fluency and spelling. So don't forget to go into those training videos and just check out some of the ways that a teacher does it in the classroom so you can implement some of those strategies at home. There are also webinars down here that are just good basic information for you to understand the program more. So I would highly recommend you going ahead and checking some of those out. So let's scroll back up and go back to the lessons, which is the page that it automatically opens to. If you remember, we will scroll down and we will find this is what you'll see. This welcome back Super Kids. I thought initially that this was the review unit we're currently going to be starting with, but it's not. So please don't worry about the welcome back Super Kids. If you're going to go into the lesson all on your own and walk through each step of it all on your own, you will click on Adventures of the Super Kids. Then you'll see there's review. That's our first 15 lessons are review. So you'll go to the review and then you'll click on lesson 1 for Friday. And then of course, as we work through the review unit, you'll just scroll down and click whatever lesson is appropriate according to the assignment sheet that day. Let me quickly tab back to the assignment sheet so you can see on Friday I list for you exactly what you need to click on that website. Adventures of the Super Kids, review, lesson 1. Then I tell you the highlighted things that will be worked on during those, except for that writing is different. And that's because they did what the writing lesson wants from Super Kids on Friday is a self-portrait. And because we already did that for another thing that the kids and I did this week, then we're going to skip that. Okay, back to here again. So this shows you the main things that will be happening within your lesson that day. In the blue highlights are the links to things. So if they forgot their workbook at home, at school, you could click on these pages and print from here. Here's an example of the word work, page 1, which is a song you'll go over to introduce each of the Super Kids. So because they did not have this program in kindergarten, it's good for us to spend a little time reviewing the characters so they have an idea of who each of them are and the characteristics that they portray. And then you'll see there's this links for a song, for Doc's song, which is one of our characters, and then any other pages that would be printed or need to be worked on. However, if they have their workbooks, these are what you will do from there. The only thing that's not in the workbook, of course, are the songs, the Super Kids song or Doc's song. And then over here, this first review section, or these first couple days of review anyway, this Super Kids Summer Adventures is online only. So you would come down here, click on here to read the book or the story with them, and then follow the guide for what kind of questions you should ask your child for comprehension. So these, again, are the resources needed for the lesson. But if you want to see what it wants you to do each step by step and how you should approach it, you will click Download Lesson. This portion here shows you the steps. I'm going to remind you that within this language arts program, it wants us to go through each star step in order. So please don't skip around. Again, this writing they aren't doing on Friday since we already did a self-portrait. So you can print from here, obviously, or you can just work off your computer or phone, but then you will just go through the directions that it gives you for what to do with your child. And again, here's finish star step 1 here, go into star step 2, and again, play and discuss doc song. You would go back to this page, click on doc song, and talk about that character. So you can go back and forth between the lesson that you downloaded and the directions for that lesson, and then the page that had the resources on it as needed. But one last reminder is, because of COVID, maybe it's the beauty in this weird time, some that up here at this screen, they have created video lessons. So you would need to go to this blue video lessons link, and you can pull up that tab, scroll down to first grade videos, scroll down to review unit, and you can watch a teacher teaching the word work and the reading that you will need on Friday for lesson 1. And then any of the lessons are here as you scroll down. But you'll notice there's a video for each of the sections. So lesson 2 has 4 videos. You would need to go through each video with your child. So I'll just pull up lesson 1's word work video quickly and just give you just an example. I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but you can see what happens. But this teacher here is sharing her screen, and she is teaching the lesson from a computer. So you can sit with your child and watch her teach this whole part of the lesson, which has all of those resources, the songs included, and also shows examples of the workbook pages that your child can have in front of them. And then you can pause the video as they go through the work step by step. This is a great tool for getting used to the program and how to teach the program, if you would like to start here and then go into following these lessons on your own. So as far as language arts goes, that's all I have for now. If you have any questions about how to access any of this again, please refer back to here, come back to this video and watch it again, and then always check that you're following the lesson according to the assignment sheet for that day. Now on to math. So with math, you either have a hard copy of the teacher manual or you have the digital copy, and I am just trying to share some different things within the assignment sheet that might be important. So for lesson 1.3, which is all about attributes, meaning size, shape, color, can also be thickness or thinness of objects for sorting. The teacher manual will mention different things that you can print in Blackline Masters, or maybe objects you would normally have in a classroom. But if it's a home day, you'll just need to improvise. So for Monday's lesson, for Friday's lesson, for example, I said use pics from online or different objects you have around the house to practice sorting objects by different attributes. You can go ahead and look at what their work text page will look like so you have an idea. But please make sure to do some hands-on practice with skills and don't just do the workbook pages only. If you only have your child do workbook pages, you'll miss out on so much teaching and so much of the hands-on practice that's so important for them to build in their math skills. So I'm trying to give you notes of basically things, ideas, and then telling you which lesson number out of the teacher manual and which workbook pages will be due. It's your job to read through the lesson in the teacher manual for that day and do your best to follow that. Sometimes there are things that you just won't make sense for a home day. You'll be able to figure that out and improvise. It shouldn't be too difficult. I haven't had too many parents with this math program have too many questions about that yet. So let me take you though, there's another website that has Blackline Masters and additional resources for math, and that is acsi.org. This is in that parent handbook too that I sent to you. Textbooks, /TGA-1. Now, on this website, you will find extra resources, again, for math, but you'll see this purposeful design math we use. They also have other subject areas that we do not use. So you would just scroll down to math. We do use the science, but Blackline Masters is the one you would use at home. The other ones are things that I do more at school. So you would click on that, and then you can download the whole zip drive for that, and then you can go to particular lessons. I'm going to stop downloading this on my computer because I already have it there. But once that's downloaded, it is in reference by, in fact, I can probably bring it up. I think I had it up the other day. Yep, right here. It's in reference by the lesson number, or within the teacher manual, it'll tell you specifically which Blackline Masters you would look for either extra practice on an area that they struggle with, or if they need more challenge within that lesson, you can also use these. Or there are things like flashcards that you could print at home and put together and have for practice as well. So I would look through here. Sometimes if there's one of these that I really feel is important, I send them home for your home days. Otherwise, it's just up to you to do that if you want to. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any other questions. And I look forward to getting into all of this and practicing and getting acquainted with the new language arts program all together. I'm excited about it. And I think your kids are really going to enjoy the Super Kids.